EBIP, it's a short name that stands for Energy Efficiency in Public Buildings and Infrastructure Program. This is a program that is spearheaded by the Department of Electricity and Energy in partnership with GIZ, SANEDI, as well as the NBI, whereby it is there to support the public sector institutions to implement energy efficient opportunities in order for them to reduce their energy consumption in their buildings and also in their infrastructure. So this project is meant to support public sector institutions, and this includes the likes of the municipalities, the state-owned entities, in short SOEs, as well as the provincial government. So this program is meant to be developed and implemented by partnering or maybe procuring the energy services companies, which is the ESCos. So the ESCos are the ones that actually implements and finances, operate and manage the opportunities that are actually developed to reduce the energy consumption of the public sector institutions. Working with eThekwini has been great. It's been a blessing because they are a team that is dedicated, that is determined, and also that is ambitious. They are aligned with their own strategy whereby they want to reduce as much energy consumption from their own buildings and infrastructure. We don't offer funding. There is no grant funding in comparison to the EDSM grant funding, which most of the municipalities start from. However, with EBIP, it's a model that is actually called energy performance contracting. So the energy performance contracting takes bringing the private sector to bring in the financing into the project that will be used to implement the projects or opportunities that are identified. And the money that is saved or the energy that is saved from implementing those opportunities, that money that was supposed to be spent on the extras that we are now saving on is being used to repay the debt that we would have taken from the private sector for financing these opportunities.
Back in 2015, the City Council adopted the Durban Climate Change Strategy, which is our Bible that governs us as the Climate Change Mitigation Department. And in that strategy, we set ourselves to reduce our carbon emissions by 40% in 2030. That is our medium-term goal as the institution. So we saw that this project, with its innovative funding mechanism, can actually leverage the private sector investment to unlock the pipeline projects for us to ensure that we achieve our targeted goals as the city. The road has been with challenges. However, participating on the EBIP itself, it has helped us as the institution to prepare the ground and for us to be able to identify the gaps within the institution. Firstly, we understand that the concept of energy performance contracting model, it's a fairly new concept within the municipal or the local government. So there are a lot of uncertainties and the complexity that is involved on the procurement structures, the measurement and verification that is required, the risk allocation that we need to consider, and also we need to align the project output with other internal departments that we are working closely with, and also incorporating the alignment with our sector department or the strategic partners, bridging those challenges or mitigating those challenges. Firstly, we had established the Energy Management Steering Committee, which is going to oversee the program, and that helped us to ensure that we align and all the grounds are covered through the different departments within the institution. And moreover, we understand that the energy performance contracting model, it requires the credible and reliable data, and all the sites that have been identified, we had ensured that we had installed the energy management system so that we are able to monitor and track the energy on real-time basis. We have identified 10 sites, as my colleagues have indicated, that are ready to be piloted, and we ensure that we install the energy management system in those sites. Currently, we are working with the transactional advisor to undertake the due diligence on the technical work and also on the legal framework, and now we're working on the tender documentation, which is going to be released on the market very soon. What is significant about this event as the institution? Firstly, as the local government, it is our mandate to create an enabling environment for our constituents, especially those that are coming from the previously disadvantaged background. We want this project to be just, and we don't want to leave anyone behind. We want everybody to participate, and very soon, as I indicated, that we are going out to the market. We want to go out on the market, and the market is ready to receive this tender, and they are ready with all the necessary documentation that is required. So this is the reason why it's important, this event for us. As the institution, or as the city of eThekwini, we are thriving to be a more sustainable energy hub, where majority of our energy is supplied through renewable energy, as well as the energy is used efficiently across all the sectors within our jurisdiction. This is the mandate that we have as the institution, and it's in alignment with the Durban climate change strategy. And this project is all about that. We are about to reduce the energy consumption, we are about to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and also reducing the energy cost within our infrastructure. The message that I have for ESCos is that eThekwini municipality is serious about building the accurate and a credible and also well-governed structure of the pipeline project. And we are not going to be able to do that alone. We are open for partnership. We are looking for the partners that not only going to bring the technical capabilities or financial innovation, but we need a partner that is going to understand the systems of the municipality. The city adopted the Durban climate change strategy back in 2015, and on that strategy we set the targeted goals as the institution on reducing our energy consumption by 40%, as well as the greenhouse gas emissions. And this project is all about that. We have identified the facilities that need to be retrofitted, and we have also installed the energy management system, which is in alignment with the energy management policy that advocates for the more reliable and credible energy data, which is the core element that is required on the energy performance contracting model. So this project is in alignment with our energy management policy, the climate change agenda, as well as the climate change strategy that we have adopted as the institution.
In my view, within the eThekwini project pipeline, the projects are boldly ambitious, but definitely within reach. My perspective is that if it's run from a procurement and financial perspective appropriately and correctly, they will be able to be implemented properly, especially if they address risks like your data integrity and your baselining from the beginning of the project itself. As I mentioned, it is ambitiously bold, but once again, if data risks and the management of the procurement is done credibly, the scope will be very easy to implement. The model is the perfect model to roll out projects like this because it looks at the fundamental risks of MNV, data integrity, baselining, etc. from the start of the project itself. So local job creation and the content, local content being procured for the projects was highlighted today in the workshop, and it is essential for any project, whether it is run predominantly by an ESCo or a municipality, and it is fundamental for us to move forward economically in that way. So developing an ESCo either by imparting training or subcontracting the smaller ESCos into your project makes it highly implementable from the municipality perspective and allows the bigger SMME to assist in terms of enterprise supplier development. The workshop today for me was slightly different, but with a lot more value add, because eThekwini has projects in place, they have the buildings already earmarked, and obviously it's just a matter of us waiting for the RFPs to be issued out. So I found this morning session to be highly important for me as well as a business.
We believe that ESCos should actually be able to collaborate so that you can actually get the maximum output of that, maybe from technical skill, financial muscle, and as well as making sure that in terms of the wide range of expectations of what these particular ESCos are supposed to do, it doesn't just actually fall within one particular ESCo. Yes, of course, as the client is actually important, that the client do get the best of what the output should be from the ESCos. So in our view, yes, they're actually in line, but we still believe that there should be a lot of collaboration in making sure that there is maximum value proposition from the ESCos in making sure that they give the best to what the clients will be expecting in this perspective. I will actually still touch base in terms of the financial muscle, that such projects will actually require a lot of capital injection, capital investment from initial stage. So it might be a challenge to get one ESCo that will be able to have the collateral in terms of making sure that there's sufficient risk covering in terms of what the financial muscle will have to be actually expected from those ESCos. So I think that the guarantees that are actually coming from IDC, coming from DEE, will actually go a long way in terms of ensuring that such is taken care of in terms of covering those risks that a group of consortium of ESCos may not be able to basically cover such. So the mixture of financial models that was presented this morning, it will cover a lengthy way of actually taking care of such. We have a mentorship program where we take youngsters. We have young black female engineers that are qualified, that are actually part of the process. We also have quite a mixture of experts in terms of legal, finance, making sure that we form a great collaborated team that understands exactly as to what this performance contracting should be all about. So we believe that such programs are actually an opportunity for job creation in a larger scale, and not only labor intensive, but much more in terms of high skill valued kind of resources that it can actually outlay out there. We have a lot of graduates that are actually lying out there without jobs, that such programs can be a good kind of facility to actually absorb quite a number of them that will be taken care of in terms of such skill development is concerned.